What's going on, guys? Tyler Secrist here. Today we're going to talk about how you can obtain your first rental property in 10 easy, I say easy, steps.
Welcome to the Weekly Tea. Look, I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and I'm cool with that.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Weekly Tea. Again, this week we're going to talk about 10 steps to getting your first rental property. I've been getting a lot, and I mean a lot of interest in wanting to get into real estate investing. I should say people are falling in love with the idea of real estate investing until they actually realize, what it is. For some reason, there's a lot of people online in new platforms like TikTok and Instagram who are feeding you guys so much misinformation and just kind of like this false ideology of, what it actually takes and how long it takes, to be a successful real estate investor. And since I've been getting so many people wanting to start or asking, how can I start? Or what did you do to get started and all this fun stuff? I said, you know what? I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna break it down into 10 easy steps. And it wasn't even 10 steps. I just started writing down what are the steps. Somebody had interest in this. What would I recommend they do, to get started? And I was able to come up with just 10 concrete steps that if you follow, I can guarantee you will be in a position to get your first rental property. So let's just hop into it. Before I hop into it, a little bit about me. I'm Tyler Secrist. I'm a real estate agent and I service Northeastern Indiana and it'd be Northeastern South Carolina, Fort Wayne, Angola. I've done deals in South Bend, Elkhart. I'm doing some business in Indianapolis now. So my friends who are in those markets, with this technology, I'm able to leverage. You guys are still able to use me in those markets. So if you're in Indiana and you want to buy, sell, build, or create, hit me up. And that goes for the same in South Carolina, helping buyers in Charleston all the way up to, North Myrtle Beach. So I'm a real estate agent. I'm a top producer. I hang my license with the #1 Century 21 office in the world in both markets. In 2020, I was honored by Business Weekly, 40 Under 40. 2021, I won Innovator of the Year in real estate. Tons and tons and tons of awards. I own a private real estate firm called Secrist Marketing Group, where we build custom homes and we build retail builds and flips, rentals, things of that nature. So that's my background. If you're new to the channel and you don't know who I am. So yeah, let's hop back into it. Step number 1, educate yourself. This is the big one. And this is the one where I can't stress enough to take your time and truly, truly, truly educate yourself. And when I say educate yourself, I don't mean watch all these bullshit reels on TikTok or Instagram. I'm talking go buy a book, go seek out a mentor, put in your 10,000 hours to learn what it means to be a real estate investor. I tell people I fell into real estate. It's not something that I was at home watching HGTV and I was like, oh, that's cool. I think I can do that. Or I was watching one of those bullshit reels that you guys keep consuming. I fell into it. I was already investing in real estate and I found some really good success, and that's how I got licensed and that's how I got started. So before I even called myself a professional, I had already done everything that I was advising people to do. So I had that experience going into it, which allowed me to just hit the ground running. For those of you who are that person, maybe you're in a career that just doesn't excite you, or you've been given some circumstances that you're just not happy with, and you're interested in this, or you think you're interested in it and you want to give it some more time and attention, I would recommend that you get educated. Absorb yourself in some literature, try to get in contact with somebody who's in that field or is doing what you want to do at a very high level, and try to get some of their time. How I would start with that, there's amazing information anywhere. Mobile device, on YouTube, there's amazing blog posts. I would start there. I do have some books for you though that I'm gonna recommend. I've got one physical copy because I bought it and read it, and the other one was an audio book that I purchased that I can't physically show you. But a book that I think you could start with is called The Book on Rental Property Investing by Brandon Turner and the Bigger Pockets team. That would be a great book to just start with. I would start there. Read it, listen to it. I think that's a great piece of literature in this space that They do a great job advising the right way, in my opinion, and showing everybody the total process. And there's unique ways you can, do certain things. Great book, highly recommend you check it out. After you get through that one, I would start there. The second book that I recommend is called The ABCs of Property Management by, I think it's Kevin McElroy, I think that's his name. Fact check me. Let's put a copy of the bigger pod. I guess I can just show it right here. Here's it. And then the second one, ABCs of Property Management, we'll put here. Read both, because a lot of people don't realize what it means or takes to be a property manager, whether you're going to manage the asset yourself or if you're going to hire a firm to manage it for you. You need to understand the work that goes into that. There's a lot of that bullshit that you guys are seeing and consuming, and that I think is creating this new wave of interest or what have you. They're selling you a pipe dream, and they sell it around this idea of passive income. Me personally, I do not believe in passive income. I don't think that's a real thing. I don't think that exists. At some point in time, you had to have traded your time for earned income to either put into something to create that passive flow. There's no such thing. Everybody's looking for the secret. Everybody's looking for the hack. There's no secret, there's no hack. You've got to bust your ass. You've got to work hard. You've got to come up with some cash, and you got to be strategic about it. And then over time, you can build something up to where, yes, it does create passive income, but through that course, somewhere down the line, that money came from some source of earned income the majority of the time. So I'd start there. Read both of those books. Those will get you started. I think it will open up your eyes. I think all of you who have interest in this, you'll take a lot from both of those. The other caveat to educating yourself is finding a mentor. That's also point number one. Get with somebody who's doing what you're trying to do. Chances are it's going to be really tough to get them in a room for an extended period of time because their time is so valuable. Don't become or act entitled to their time. Whoever that mentor is, they don't owe you shit. And you need to understand that. So if you want something from them, try to approach it from a way that you can give value to them. Whether that investor, if he's an agent, say, hey, I have interest in investing in real estate and I'd love for you to be my agent. I want to learn from you. Start that relationship, or because there's a difference between being a real estate agent and a real estate investor, and vice versa. Very few can and be both at a very high level. Some are like rock star investors who aren't licensed and have a great team. They've got an agent on the team or what have you. And then there's some agents that they're okay agents and they don't know jack shit about investing. So I would try to find an agent who is a dangerous investor. That way you're kind of building out your team, which we'll talk about later. They're going to be able to help you because chances are if you're a first-time home buyer and you want to become a real estate investor, that's a whole new caveat because you're fresh to everything. If you're not a first-time home buyer, maybe you're middle-aged and you've bought and sold a couple of homes and you just want to, you got some extra money that you want to put to work, maybe outside of the stock market, or you want to try a different asset class. It's, maybe an investor is your route, solely an investor or what have you. The premise behind it is just get with somebody who knows what they're doing that you can learn from and try to bring them some sort of value because that person's time is very valuable. And, chances are that person is going to be very kind and they're going to want to help you, but that's not always the case. And I just know it'll work for you and it'll serve you better if you come to at least something with the table. I can't tell you how many times where I've had to work for free in my life that gave me an edge, or I feel like that's not talked about enough. Everybody acts so entitled to it. Sometimes, you got to give, and give 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 and give. And then ask, you don't get. I would start there. Step number 2, I would get an agent. And that can kind of be a part of getting educated. I would try to get somebody who is investor friendly because like I said, real estate investing there are so many different things you can do, within that. I would get a high profile agent who can provide you with opportunities, has good connections and can connect you to commercial lenders and, good title reps and good contractors and things of that nature. Just somebody that you can learn from, somebody who can keep up with you while you're analyzing these deals. Get with a high profile agent. Step number 3, practice your math. When you decide to put on your real estate investor cap, it's a numbers game. You've got to know your numbers. And that is very subjective to a lot of different investors. Everybody kind of will analyze a deal differently. I know how I analyze my deals, what I think might be a good deal. Another investor may not think is a good deal. There are some general rules, and we will probably talk about those rules in the future on future videos, but educate yourself. Figure out what those general rule of thumbs are. Figure out how those number works on on an offering price, what the projected rent is, where to find all that data, what maintenance costs go into owning a rental. Are you paying cash for the deal? Are you financing the deal? Where's the financing coming from? What loan products are available within that? Is it, bank money? Is it private money? There's so many things to be mindful of, guys. I would get educated, get an agent, and then, touch up your math and learn how to analyze deals. Step number 4, get a lender. Not all lenders are the same. Depending upon what type of property you're trying to invest in will dictate what lender you may use or may not. Some lenders are more investor friendly, some aren't. I would lean on your mentors, lean on your agent. They are going to be able to connect you to, hey, this institution or this individual, if it's private money, is known to, invest in deals like this. Or if you've got a really good relationship with, a certain bank, start putting more effort into that relationship. Let them know what you're trying to do and find out what they can do for you. Number 5, no, it's not get your ducks in a row. It's get your docs in a row. And here's what I mean by that. It's all fine and dandy. Say you get educated, you build out your team, you've got your agent, you've got your LO, you're looking at deals, you know how to run your numbers, you know where the money's coming from. Okay, then what? Okay, well, you've got to find a tenant, right? Or whatever action you were trying to accomplish with obtaining that asset, you've got to now execute. Well, you can't execute if you don't have your docs in place. So what I mean by docs, if you're trying to get a collection of, say a couple of duplexes, or you're trying to get a little portfolio of single family homes in a particular area or something of that nature, you're going to need a lease, right? There are documents that you're going to need to protect you and your business, as well as your tenants, and you're going to want those readily available ahead of time. And that takes some time. Not all leases are made the same. Again, lean on your agent, lean on your mentor. I know for me, I have a kick-ass lease that I let my clients see, and sometimes just give that I've paid for, that I have, that is, it's a very good lease in my opinion for single family. You just need that readily available. So when you close the deal and you start marketing the property and you get a tenant, you know how to vet your tenants. You need to have those systems in place, right? You need to get your docs in a row so that when it comes game time, you can execute. Number 6 is formally getting pre-approved or sourcing all the cash that you're going to use to fund your deal. If you guys haven't picked up yet, the first 1 through 6 steps, it's all about kind of building out your team and just getting educated and getting yourself ready. I'm a big believer in success being preparation meeting opportunity. The only way that's going to occur is ultimately making the decision like, okay, I'm going to do this. And for you to make that decision, everything that I just said, you have to do. Once you've made that commitment and you've put those pieces in play, that's when you're then in the driver's seat to, execute on what your goals are. So you can talk about it, you can think about it, you can, read about it. The only way to invest in real estate is to buy real estate. You got to get in the game, you've got to jump in the water. And for me, I want you guys to do that, putting your best foot forward, which is why I'm making this video. Step number 7, starting to look and analyze deals. So if you've completed 1 through 6, you've gotten educated, you've done all that fun stuff, you've got all your docs in a row, you've got your little team, your agent is starting to send you a bunch of off-market deals and deals that are on the market. It's ultimately, at the end of the day, it's your responsibility to analyze those deals on what you think you can get for rent. Does it make sense? If you're putting cash into something, you understanding what your cash on cash return is, if you're financing the deal, correctly estimating for your maintenance costs, all that fun stuff. You've got to make sure it's a safe investment that's really what step 7 is all about, is you've got to get out in the field and you got to start looking at stuff. And, you know, it may take, 7, 8, 9, 10 months. It could take 2 years before you get a good deal in this market. We're shooting this video, in spring of 2022. You could find one in 2 to 3 weeks. The only way you're going to know that is if you've done the prep work, know how to analyze those deals. So when they get put in front of you, it's just a matter of, okay, is this a good deal or not? And if it is, boom, you execute. And if it's not, okay, on to the next one. Keep sending them my way. That's how it works. Step number 8 is submit your offer. Okay, so say your agent found you an awesome deal, numbers make sense, you're really excited about it. That's when you start preparing your offer. Step 9, say your offer got accepted. It's now to just close the deal, manage the transaction, get through the inspection period, the appraisal period if you're financing the deal, or if you're paying cash for it, that all that source and you get it wired over to the title company. The second to the last step is just close the deal. Step number 10, the last step is obviously to find a tenant, right? It's when you're gonna start marketing the property, vetting the applications that come in, assuming that you've got an application process and you know how to vet that new interest. And yeah, that's really the last step. So in conclusion, guys, if you follow those steps, I guarantee you will be able to obtain your first rental property or your first investment. This wasn't scripted or anything. Like I said, I've just been getting a ton of people hitting me up. Oh, I want to get into real estate. I want to buy rentals and I want to blah, 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 blah. And it's like, whoa, slow down. Okay, slow down. Do you even know how to, do this or do that? Yes, it sounds great that you own 10, 20 rentals that produce, a few $100 in cash flow. And, if you get 100 of them, you can get 10, 20 grand a month in passive income. Great ideology. There are some people who have made a fortune and who have created very impressive portfolios, in doing that. But I just hate seeing people speak so lightly of it, because it is difficult to start a business and scale it to that magnitude, and a lot of work goes into it. It's not just as easy as going to the store, buying a house and renting it to Mary J. It's just not that simple. So I hate seeing, because there's also a lot of people in the community and online kind of selling this folktale. I'm seeing these young kids getting into debt, hundreds of thousands of dollars, just for a couple $100 a month in cash flow, and they were told that was a good idea. And it's just like, man, I would challenge you to figure out what your why is first and foremost. Figure out what your why is. Because it may not, real estate investing may not be for you, depending upon what that answer is. There may be a deeper issue or a deeper problem or a better solution for you if you just be honest with yourself and you don't try to stay on trend with what everybody else is trying to do or what everybody else is talking about. I would challenge you to start there. If you're one of those types of people, if you need an extra couple $100 a month, man, go pick up a second job. There are incredible job opportunities. You can wait tables, you can get into the trades. There's so much side work you can do to make that extra $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $2,000 a month that you can just trade your time for. That it won't give you the anxiety of having a mortgage on something with hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt, or in some cases even millions. It's just silly, man. It's honestly just silly. And if there's anything, if I can reach one of those people who's about to make a mistake or is about to get into something that they're not fully prepared to, do or execute on, I want this to reach them. And then on this other side, the people who do genuinely have an interest and think they're capable and think they can, do whatever for good reasons. I hope this video also helps you, because like I said, if you follow those 10 steps, you can totally do it. I think there were a lot of questions in this video that I was talking about that have given me new ideas on what I should elaborate further on real estate investing. But again, I just wanted to put something out there to touch base and talk about this. I'm really passionate about it. I have a ton of experience in it. So if you're interested in this and you're, the other thing too is be careful who you're getting advice from. There's a lot of people locally and, like I said, and online, who claim they have done XYZ, or they claim they know how. There are good ways and bad ways, in my opinion, to start a business like this. And like I said, before you do anything, I would get tons of opinions. I would do your own homework. I'd do your own research. I would get educated, and you'll be able to figure it out, if with basic intelligence, if you do your due diligence. So like always, guys, I appreciate you watching if you made it this far. Head over to our website, Secrist Marketing Group. Our latest project is in Eagle Rock on lot 87. We start siding this week. That house will be complete very soon and be on the market. It's a very cool house. I'm excited about that. If you're looking to buy, sell, build, or create, you know who to call. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next week.